Oh, hello, everyone. Before the video, I want to promote OTAKU coverings. They have high quality iPhone cases that show amazing detailed art of the anime that we love. These cases are awesome and they are super low in price. I mean, look at the quality of these cases. And they're all below $12. So they do have fast shipping, and if you need help, you can contact them, and they are extremely friendly, and these guys work very hard. And I mean, the quality of these cases are absolutely crazy. So please check these guys out. The link is down in the description below. Check it out and buy one. Now let's get into the video. After Goku defeated Gas and had to see this new form of Frieza that showcased, and getting easily defeated by Frieza, who left, Zeno was watching it all. Now the two wondered, what if Goku went back in time and did a little experiment for fun? As they are the creators of everything, they can do whatever they want. Why not see what happens? So they would raise their hands in the air, and then their hands would shine a bright light, and then Goku's vision would suddenly turn blank. As he would open his eyes, he was being carried by Gine and Bardock with the ship. As he was super confused of what the heck is happening right now, he felt a lot smaller. As they send the ship off into space, he was looking at his hands, so confused about what's happening. He was a kid again. But he would actually destroy the ship, and he would actually fly back. Now, he doesn't know what's happening, but he spots Frieza. And he does spot his father, Bardock, as he has had visions of him very recently, and he knows about his father and how he defeated Gas over 40 plus years ago. Now, Bardock was battling through the Frieza soldiers as he made his final stand against Frieza. As Bardock shoots his final attack, Frieza would shoot his supernova, laughing. As Goku cannot let Frieza kill his family, he appears and grabs the supernova. Now, Goku does not know if he still has his abilities and power. He didn't show it yet, so he still thinks that, well, what does he got to lose? He's not going to let all these people die. Not going to let Frieza get away. So he would actually grab the supernova and he would punch it away into space easily, making a massive explosion in the far distance. Goku looks at his hands. Now, he did notice that he was a child, but he seems to have retained all of his abilities and powers, as he can feel it. He feels the exact same as he did when he was an adult, so he's really confused. Maybe something happened. Less talk. He's more worried about Frieza right now. So Bardock was in shock seeing his son back, and he deflected that massive attack. Now, Goku would float in front of Frieza. Goku wanted to test his powers and see if he truly kept his abilities. Now, Frieza would transform out of fear into his second form, which Goku would slap around, not even trying. I mean, Goku's so much more powerful than Frieza. Frieza would be angry and state, fine, I will showcase my true power. And he would go into his final form. Goku wants to test how far he can power up as well, as he thinks, well, he might be really strong in his base form, but maybe he can't go Super Saiyan or anything because he's still a kid. He doesn't know, so he said, why not show now? As he would burst into Kaioken, he checks that off his list that, okay, he can actually use this technique still. And he would go into Super Saiyan, then Super Saiyan 2, then Super Saiyan 3. As Frieza was in utter shock as to what's happening right now, the power was shaking the entire universe, and all the Saiyans can sense this and see this bright light of power as it was shocking everybody. But now Goku thinks, okay, so he has access to all of his Super Saiyan forms, but what about God Ki? Now he would calm and he would go into Super Saiyan God. As Bardock was in utter shock, watching his son turn into a red hair form, he doesn't know what this is and he can't sense it. He does feel a massive wave of pressure hit him though. Now Goku thinks, okay, so we can use God Ki. He will go further. He wants to use all of his forms. He would go into Super Saiyan Blue, and he looks at his hands thinking, can he use all of his powers? He wonders if he can use his Ultra Instinct technique, as he would turn base and he would turn UI, and then his hair would turn white and he would turn into his Mastered Ultra Instinct technique. As he smiled, wow, I actually have all my abilities and everything. I'm just a lot more smaller. It will take some getting used to since I feel smaller and lighter, but I still have all my amazing powers. As he was worried his younger body won't be enough to handle the power, but it seems to be working great. As he glares at Frieza, he charges him. Now, Frieza, who charged a Ki Blast in his hand, throws them at Son Goku, who easily dodges them. He's still in Mastered Ultra Instinct, as he just did not leave the form. He just wants to see if he can actually utilize his most powerful form still. So, he would easily dodge Frieza's attacks, as this Goku is so much more powerful than anybody in the universe right now. It's not even touching debate. He would easily dodge Frieza's attacks, and he would hold back a lot of power. He would just lightly punch Frieza, and that would be enough to punch through him. And in a final desperate, he charged a Death Ball, using all of his power, throwing it at Goku, who caught the blast in his hand and smirking as he flicked his hand, destroying the attack. Very similar to what he did with Jiren in the Tournament of Power when he caught his attack when he first turned Master Ultra Instinct. So, Frieza was in pure fear, and he asked, "What are you?" Goku states he's a Saiyan who protects the weak and is an ally to good and a nightmare to you. As he charged the beam attack, he says, "So long, Frieza." He fires it, killing the Emperor of the Universe. He would turn base form, and his father hugged his son. Goku lands with him. Jine, his mother, hugged him tightly, happy, her tears going down her face. She was so happy that her baby was alive and okay. Now, Goku was so confused. Now, he explains all that happened in terms of his life from the start, from all the way to when he just randomly became a child again back in time. Bardock was surprised, but he does believe him, since he doesn't think that why would he be lying, considering that he has all these forms, and he can speak good English for his age. Bardock would put a hand on Goku's shoulder, and he would say how proud and powerful his son is, and how strong and how proud he is of his son. He's a true Saiyan. Bardock thinks that you are the Super Saiyan of Legends. But now, Goku thinks he can try to find Beerus, but he does remember that he is sleeping right now, and maybe it's not the best time to go to Beerus, as he remembers that last time Beerus did threaten them that if they mess with time, he would destroy them. Goku doesn't know if he can beat Beerus, and he doesn't want to right now. He wants to figure things out first before he has to deal with Beerus. But he thinks that if he's back in time, maybe Beerus won't know. But that's a whole thing that he's going to have to deal with. He's going to have to find Whis and talk to him about it, but he cannot sense Whis right now. He thinks that maybe he just needs to get his bearings and get things squared away, and then he'll find Whis later on, but he has fish to fry first. As remember, he actually has to go to Earth, as the Red Ribbon Army is there, other threats are there, and King Piccolo is there. Now, if he's not going to be there, then the entire world's going to be gone into war and gone and just dead. So he has to go find Bulma, Grandpa Gohan, and Master Roshi. He still has to do that. As Goku remembers his choices in his life, he thinks maybe this is a second chance. Maybe this is a chance to where he can change, and maybe he can help his friends in ways that he couldn't do before and try to make things better. Or all up until maybe he can talk to Whis, and maybe he can talk to Zeno or somebody powerful enough to where they can explain to him like what happened. But first, he needs to get to Earth. So, now remember, he cannot find Beerus, so he's not going to go to Whis yet. But now, he needs to go to Earth. He does have instant transmission, and he tells his father that he will return one day. As he was able to use instant transmission, he arrives in the forest. He then spots a house, and he sees Grandpa Gohan. As Goku had tears, it's been so long since he's seen him. He runs in, hugging the old man, who was puzzled this boy was hugging him out of nowhere, but in his heart, he feels he knows this boy. As Goku explains, he's so happy that he can see him again. He explained who he was, and that he was somehow sent back in time, which Grandpa Gohan would actually believe it a little bit, and he tells that this kid, why would he lie? He's telling the truth. But now, he was truly proud of his son and how strong he became, adopted son. He was truly strong of Goku and how powerful he became. But now Goku knows that Bulma is going to arrive very soon. He would meet Bulma and befriend her. The same thing happens with the Dragon Ball, and Grandpa Gohan does not pass away because of Goku. So Grandpa Gohan's still alive. He does befriend her, as she actually got along with him way better than the original. Since he's not just a goofy, clueless child, Goku knows Bulma pretty much better than anybody. That is Bulma's first real friend and Goku's first ally. So Goku knows Bulma pretty much all the way. He knows Bulma's basically a sister to him, so he knows everything about her. So they actually get along way more better, and Bulma's not pulling her hair out, angry and mad all the time at Goku. So they would actually find Master Roshi, who has the other Dragon Ball. Now, everybody else would be pretty much simple in terms of Goku being so much more powerful. During this time, though, he would actually find the Red Ribbon Army base, as he knows where it is. Now, he would actually shoot a ki blast, and he actually knows that Dr. Gero guy was in there. He charges an attack and completely destroys the building, killing everyone. Now, he took care of that. There wouldn't be any androids, since he knew that Dr. Gero had to have been in that giant main Red Ribbon Army facility, which he just kind of blew up. So, I'm going to just say that for what purposes, that Dr. Gero was one of the scientists that was in there, so Dr. Gero is completely obliterated, meaning no androids and no Cell. That's completely wiped out. Now, Goku knows that there won't be no Android 17 or Android 18, but he thinks that it is for the best because he knows that they do take the power of the character, so he does know that if Cell or the androids who were evil when they first came out ever appear, that could be a whole problem. Considering how powerful Goku is, that's something that he does not want to see Perfect Cell having. So, pretty much everybody else that gets in his way, he'll easily slap around. Tao Pai Pai, he'll smack around. Tien, he'll smack. Yamcha, he'll smack. But he does not kill Yamcha and Tien as their allies. And they'll soon become allies of them. But now, this is when some things are going to change. Now, he knows that if he killed King Piccolo, Kami would die as well. So, Goku actually found the jar, the Mofuba technique, that King Piccolo was sealed in. He knows that if he beats him near death, he wants Piccolo to birth Piccolo Jr., current Piccolo. So, Kami does not die. So, before he can kill him, he breaks the jar, freeing the old Namek, who would try and attack Goku. As he has no chance at all, Goku was way more powerful than he was. He would beat King Piccolo nearly to death, as he would spit out the egg, giving Goku the go-ahead. He would completely obliterate King Piccolo. Now, he would leave Piccolo alone to grow on his own, leaving it as he doesn't want to change too much, even though he kind of did. But he doesn't want to make Piccolo despite him, but he does know that he will find Piccolo earlier on, and he will befriend him. So, he would help Bulma get the Dragon Balls, as Goku states there isn't a need for the Dragon Balls right now. Even though Bulma wants a boyfriend, Goku smiled and states he already knows of her true husband, which he'll show her one day, maybe not right now. Bulma was confused about how she knows. Goku says, "Trust me, I just know. I actually know who your true husband is." Goku lies, and he kind of makes up this thing that, oh, I can sense who your true husband is, because I'm not human, as he already explained that, and I think that Bulma would believe him, because she knows that he is not human with the tail, and the power, and the forms, so she's just gonna believe him. So he actually would still save Ox King, and along with Chi-Chi, and obviously he loves Chi-Chi to death, he would still befriend Chi-Chi and fall in love with her, which Goku already loves her to death anyway, and she wants to marry Goku, which Goku agrees. Now, most of the original Dragon Ball happens the same up until the Piccolo Jr. arc. Goku would have already married Chi-Chi because they have already known each other for years, and he's been staying with her for way longer. He hasn't just ghosted her for all those years, and she was mad at him. Goku's been regularly visiting Chi-Chi all the time, and Goku is actually pretty smart. He already knows how Chi-Chi is with money. Goku already started up a job as a farmer, and yes, he's still training, but he actually already started up a job as a farmer, and he actually traveled around the world and did fighting tournaments. So, I mean, easily Goku can win, but he does want to learn a little bit, see some things, but obviously he's going to win every single fight, but it earns him a lot of money, which he knows will make Chi-Chi happy, so he's getting prepared for that, as he knows how much turmoil he actually did to Chi-Chi, to where he left Chi-Chi for so many years, when she had to raise Goten all on her own, Gohan for many years. Goku knows that he needs to make it up to Chi-Chi, and that she deserves better than this, which is surprising since we all know how Goku is in the anime, but I want Goku to, he knows his mistakes and he can now change them. So he would actually be around Chi-Chi all the time, and she would already be pregnant with their son Gohan, but that's not going to be said yet until after, later on. So Piccolo Jr. would actually know of Goku. Now, obviously, he knows him from King Piccolo, but he actually knows Goku because they have fought beforehand. So he doesn't have as much malice towards Goku. He still wants to defeat him out of a little bit of spite, but he has a respect as a fighter for Goku. But now, he thinks that he's ready to take Goku on. As y'all may know, the Budokai tournament, Piccolo is going to easily lose. But Goku lets Piccolo, he drags on the fight as he wants to see what Piccolo has. And he actually is really happy to see how powerful Piccolo is. Piccolo's actually a little bit more stronger than the original, but not by too much. But now, remember, he's still married to Chi-Chi, and they already know each other for years. Now, before these years, Goku actually kept training more and more as he defeated Piccolo. He thinks to himself. Now, he thinks Beerus to be pretty mad if he thinks about it. Maybe he needs to prepare himself, really prepare himself, because he is in his adult body now. But he thinks that he needs to really prepare himself if Beerus does come up, meaning he needs to get as strong as possible. Now, he does know of the hyperbolic time chamber, but he knows that it's not technically ready yet to house all the supplies needed. And he wants to hold off of that yet, as he wants to save it as a last resort, because he doesn't want to abuse that rare thing that is there. Now, he obviously knows about the sensu beans and all that. He already knows about that, but he actually remembers the Ultra Divine Water. He thinks to himself, well, he hasn't drinking it in this time. Maybe if he drinks it again, he can get stronger. A lot more stronger, he actually thinks. As he thinks it does increase your potential, so maybe, he thinks, why not try it? Now, Kami and Korn already knew him as he's been training with them off and on a lot, and Kami has the highest respect for Goku. Kami also senses that Goku is a divine being because of his god energy. Now, Goku would actually drink the divine water, and it would actually work, boosting his potential for what it purposes. I would say it would at least make him 2 times stronger, or maybe less. I don't know the official boost that it gave Goku, but I'm just going to say that Goku went from around, I think it was 180 to around 260. So that would technically make it like 1.5 or something. But just for what it purposes, I'm going to just make it 2 times, so don't attack me in the comments, please. So now Goku knows he's a lot more stronger than before. He thinks, well, what else is there? As he thinks about it, he actually thinks, wait a minute, what about the Namekians? He almost forgot about them. And they could maybe use some help as well, because Frieza was still sending men here and there over there on that planet. Now, yes, I know it's been a while, but you know, I'm going to just say that Frieza was still sending men. He thinks, well, why don't I go over there, clear them out, maybe I can meet Grand Elder Guru, as he actually really wanted to meet him in the original. So Goku would actually go to Namek and help out the Namekians and whatever they needed, and Grand Elder Guru senses Goku's pure heart, and he would actually read his memories, and he would be overwhelmed with how much Goku has seen. He's lived a lifetime already, and he's only so young. Now, Goku explains that he time traveled and that he needs to be prepared if anything happens. He wonders if Grand Elder Guru can unlock his potential like he did his son and his friend. Grand Elder Guru says, sure, I can for sure unlock your potential, as you have amazing potential. Now, Grand Elder Guru would unlock Goku's power, and Goku's power level will slowly start rising over time. But I'm going to say it's a 2 times boost to start it off, and it keeps on going. Goku is already feeling stronger already, and he thanks him, as Goku would return back to Earth and be with Gohan and Chi-Chi to help raise his son to be a fighter, and he knows he also wants to be a scholar, and he also stays with Chi-Chi constantly, not running away or, yeeting away, any of that stuff, so Chi-Chi's not too upset. On Beerus' planet, he would actually awaken early, very early. He just fell asleep a couple years ago. Now, he was actually sensing something was off. He asked Whis, and Whis says that, well, Frieza was actually recently killed a couple years ago before killing off the Saiyans. I still would shock Beerus. How was a mortal able to defeat Frieza? Whis states it was a mere child that made Beerus interested. Well, he will go to the planet and end the Saiyans himself. Maybe that will draw out the Saiyan as well. As he would leave, Goku got serious. He can sense Beerus was coming on the planet. As he had some Saiyan armor on, he was actually visiting the Saiyans, training his father. He knows that this was going to be happening. Now, he actually had the Saiyan armor on, and the reason why is because during the training, his G was destroyed, so he decided to put his traditional Saiyan armor on to connect with his culture. So, Beerus would arrive, and this is when things would get very interesting. Goku walked forward, they would have a little talk, but then they would begin their fight. Goku would turn Super Saiyan God, surprising Beerus as he would go on the attack, doing fairly well. As he went Super Saiyan Blue, Beerus was shocked Immortal had God Ki and such power, Beerus flared his purple aura, and he would still overpower Goku. In their battle, Goku would land as he smirked, as he says he hasn't reached his limit yet, as he uses Mastered Ultra Instinct, shocking Beerus and Whis. He can use the ability? As Goku would charge in for the ultimate battle. Goku has always been wanting to have a rematch with Beerus, since he first fought him as a Super Saiyan God all those years ago. He got into his stance, as Beerus admits, he doesn't know how this simple mortal has the power of angels, but he cannot defeat him. With his power, Beerus is just way too powerful for him. Beerus would flare his purple aura, and Goku would charge in, surprising Beerus at his speed. Goku would actually land a solid hit on Beerus, who would throw a punch back. As Goku would dodge it, they would go back and forth trading blows between each other. As Goku was actually overpowering Beerus, because remember, Beerus was holding back as he always does because he underestimates a lot of people, and he underestimated Goku's power. So Beerus is fine, let's see how he handles at this power, and he would use more of his power having the purple aura surround him, and the two would clash. Now Whis had made a special force shield in a big area for them to cut loose, where they will be floating in space, as Whis also took big chunks of land as well so they can battle on foot as well. As he smiled watching, they were getting all heated up in the battle, Beerus would say fine. He earned to see his true power, and he wonders how the Saiyan can survive. He would scream as Whis smiled. He hasn't seen Beerus go all out in a very, very long time. The God of Destruction symbol appears glowing on Whis' chest and stomach. He would actually grow a little bit in muscle size, and his fur would become a bit more darker, or his skin tone become a bit more darker purplish. As Goku gets into his stance, he's never seen Beerus at this level of power before, and he was shocked at how Beerus has this much power left. Goku doesn't think that he can beat Beerus, but he's sure as hell gonna try. But now Goku thinks that he needs to go all out, put all the deck of cards on the table as to even survive. He would then go into normal Ultra Instinct, but then his eyes would turn to a yellowish color, as he was using True Ultra Instinct, to where he can use all of his Saiyan emotions to help him in battle, and it would actually make him more powerful if he would have used Mastered Ultra Instinct. Now, the two would clash together, cracking the shield. As Whis held on, Beerus was using all of his high powers on Goku, but Goku was strong enough to repel the attacks. Now, as soon during the battle, Goku would actually lose to Beerus. He would lose power, and Beerus has some battle damage on him, but Beerus was still able to defeat Goku as Goku ran out of steam. Beerus was still rising and rising in power, as Beerus was still showing Goku more of his true power. Now, I could have made the what if boring and just say that Goku just powered up and defeated Beerus, but a lot of people don't forget how powerful manga Beerus is. Beerus in the manga is still extremely powerful. Like, he was able to one-shot a perfected Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta with ease and not even try with one hand. And he's also the same one that's not even intimidated by Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. He's not even intimidated by him, and he has seen him fighting full force against Whis, which obviously Whis easily defeats him. And he's also the one that also trained Vegeta to have Ultra Ego, so he knows how powerful Vegeta is, and obviously the two did not truly fight, or Beerus never said that he was stronger. So Beerus is still the top dog in terms of the Universe 7. But now, we don't know yet until we actually see Goku battle Beerus or Vegeta. Maybe they do fusion and fight him, but we also need to see how powerful the new form of Frieza is. Black Frieza is what everybody's calling him, and he was able to one-shot both Goku and Vegeta, but they were both tired in the battle, so we don't truly know how power scaling is going right now in the manga, but we can assume that Beerus is potentially stronger than Black Frieza, or Black Frieza is actually near his power. That's just a little out of what if context. Now, Goku would lose the battle, and Beerus would not actually blow up Planet Vegeta. Beerus agrees, as he thinks that he will leave the planet alone, as Goku earned it, as he thinks that the Saiyans can become this powerful, they can actually give him a real challenge, and he kind of just forgot about it. You know, he doesn't care, he'll just let it go. And I mean, he blew all the steam off anyway of anger and everything, and now he says that now he wants some food, or else he'll just blow up the planet, the usual. Goku says, well, Planet Vegeta does have pretty good food, but if Beerus wants the best food, he needs to go to Earth with him, which I think is a really dumb idea that Goku would do that, but I did make the what if. But Goku would go to Earth with Beerus, along with Whis, and would actually, and also, guess who else comes along? Vegeta. Yep, Vegeta has been watching the battle, and Vegeta wants to follow along, seeing Goku and alongside Beerus. Yeah, we'll get into Vegeta very shortly. Now, they would be on Earth, as the Z Fighters would host a little party. Now, this will not end very badly with being putting me smacked out of his hand or anything like that. This actually goes really peaceful. Beerus was too happy eating all the food, as he's never had food this good in his entire life. Same with Whis, who they were making those weird noises and yelling really loud and dancing around with the food because it's that damn good. Now, Beerus will be finished, and he'll actually take some packages with him. He says that he will be coming back very soon, as he wants to have a rematch with Goku very, very soon. He also agrees that Goku should be training with Whis, which Goku was going to anyway, as Goku does have Whis' power signal now, and he can instant transmission there. Now, he will be coming soon with the partner, as he told Whis. Whis would agree, saying that sure, that's fine, gives him something to do. Now, Goku would find Vegeta. Now, Vegeta came to Earth with them anyway, and he actually really enjoyed the Earth food. It's also where he kind of hooks up at Bulma a little bit, as Bulma was flirting with him a lot. But now Goku knows that he needs Vegeta as a rival and a training partner, and he knows how powerful Vegeta is, and he wants to help Vegeta and make sure that if anything happens, he has people like Vegeta. I know his son Gohan, will get into that shortly, and he knows that his friend Vegeta will be able to help him. So Goku would actually train with Vegeta in the beginning parts on Earth, getting him prepared to even go to Whis. But now the two rivals would start having a fun little relationship, but obviously Vegeta hates Goku, considering the fact that Goku's stronger than him. But now, Vegeta's over this year of training on Earth, now Goku will be teaching Vegeta everything that he knows to get him physically prepared, as he wants Whis to do most of the training, as Goku's not much of a teacher anyway. But now during this year, Vegeta would actually have a relationship with Bulma, and Bulma would soon figure out that she is pregnant. But now, in typical Saiyan fashion, Goku and Vegeta would then disappear to go off to Whis' planet, and they would begin the special training. Now, Goku would obviously not really do the same training that Vegeta did. Vegeta would probably be doing the same kind of, like, the cutting the grass, figuring out the God Key thing in the chamber. Goku would actually be doing different training, as Goku is already super powerful, and he already knows God Key, and he already has Ultra Instinct. Whis doesn't really have too much to teach him, but he does at the same time. Whis is going to help him learn to master and truly control 100% and utilize 100% of Ultra Instinct's power. So during the time that Goku's helping Whis train with Vegeta and also getting some licks in as well, Goku would actually be doing secret training with Whis to perfect his Ultra Instinct. He was trying to figure out how to use 100%. As after a little spar, Goku would ask Whis, saying that there has to be a way for him to reach 100% and even maybe surpass that power of Ultra Instinct. And Goku asked, how strong would he be if he does reach 100? And now Whis states, well, the angels can use 100% of the Ultra Instinct's ability, and he thinks that Goku is around 2 to 3% of the power. It's better than the 1% that he said in the manga. Now, he thinks that if Goku could potentially use 100%, Whis says that he will have power like he never dreamed of before. Maybe to even defeat the gods of destruction, and maybe even keep up with angels. But Whis doesn't think that he can really do it. But obviously, Goku with an objective in mind and a goal ahead, you know he'll break his limits and he'll do it. Now, for Vegeta, he actually does learn God Key, and he actually does learn how to turn into a Super Saiyan God. Not Super Saiyan Blue. As, remember, he does not have Super Saiyan, so he only has Super Saiyan God currently. Now, would Goku have taught him Super Saiyan over the year? Yes and no. I feel like they would try to do it, but Vegeta doesn't have as many S cells as Goku, and Vegeta wasn't physically strong enough yet, so Vegeta wouldn't be able to actually do it. But now, going into what's happening, especially with Vegeta, Beerus would then wake up from a small nap, and now obviously Goku begs him he needs to train Vegeta. As Goku agrees, alongside with Whis, as they talked about it, that Vegeta follows the God of Destruction training way more better because it fits his mindset and his fighting style better. Whis would even agree. Now, Goku fits more of the angelic style. But now, Beerus, who's woken up from his little nap, won't train Vegeta, as he thinks that's stupid. He's not a trainer. Whis is the trainer. But Goku says that nobody can train God of Destruction energy better than Beerus, because he's the main user. Now, Beerus would think about it. He'll think. He's kind of, you know how lazy Beerus is. He doesn't feel like doing it. But as Vegeta would even beg him, saying that he will train like never before, and he'll even be a worthy foe to fight him. Now, Beerus thinks that that's BS, and he obviously won't listen to him. But Beerus says, you know what? he would actually grumble and sigh as he would agree, saying he will not be nice during their training sessions. Now Vegeta followed along, ready for the challenge. Now Beerus was ready to train him, and this was going to be extremely grueling for Vegeta. We're not even going to show it. But now on Earth, Gohan, who was still a kid, would actually be with Piccolo, and they would actually grow a close friendship. Now Piccolo thinks to himself how powerful Goku is. What can Piccolo do to truly become powerful enough to even compete with him? As Piccolo still has his little goal that, oh, I want to take over Earth here and there, but considering how powerful Goku is, I think he would drop the idea pretty fast, considering the fact that Beerus was there as well. Now, he does have a few ideas that Goku has told him to help with him in the power over the past couple of years. Piccolo would go off on his own, leaving Gohan, saying that he needs to follow his own destiny, and Piccolo needs to find his true calling. Now, Piccolo would go find his true self and what he is worth in the art of Dragon Ball. But now for Gohan would actually go back to study with Chi-Chi, but he would actually keep on training. Now, Gohan still wants to be a scholar and everything, but still he does want to keep on training here and there because he still finds it fun. And Chi-Chi does allow it, because considering that Goku is a lot more of a better husband, so she's not as stuck up. But now, as for Goku would actually leaving Vegeta to go do his own thing for a little bit, and helping out Whis, so Whis can just focus on Vegeta for a little bit, alongside Beerus. Now, Goku would actually go to King Kai's world, he would jump scare King Kai appearing out of nowhere. He would become friends with King Kai and tell him, like, hey, do you guys know any strong guys around here that I can fight, you know? King Kai's like, well, Hell kind of hosts a lot of strong guys. The Heavens have some strong guys, too. Now, Goku already knows of Pikkon and all those guys, and he actually might go fight them, as Goku would go explore the Heavens and Hell, as he knows how to escape anyway from Hell, as he needs to beat the demon in a race to escape. Very similar to the original Dragon Ball. And I think Goku has the power, I think, to be able to break out of the shield that's holding in Hell. Because, I mean, if you have the likes of Super Buu and Gotenks ripping a hole in dimensions, I think that Goku can probably overpower the Heaven's Gate and be able to break past Hell and go back into the overworld. But now, Goku would actually go see Frieza, because why not? He's already down there. Now, he would actually have a little smirk for Frieza. He has been in a cocoon, tortured by fluffy animals and teddy bears for the past decade or more. During this time, though, Frieza has been training, and Goku just senses, actually, Frieza's actually gotten pretty powerful just for doing mental training. But obviously, he's not at the level that he was in the manga, nor is he in the level of what he was in the Resurrection of F. I would say that he is potentially at levels such as maybe like low Cell Saga level, at least. Now, this is not me just dissing on Frieza. I know his potential is so busted, but this is just simple mental training that Frieza's doing, and Frieza doesn't really have a goal to train right now because he's legitimately stuck. Now, if Frieza was alive and Frieza was brought back to life, that's where some things are going to change, and we'll save that for later on parts, maybe. Now remember, his brother and his father is still alive, somewhere in the universe, but we'll get onto that later. But now, Goku would actually go through Hell and just pretty much destroy everybody in his way, flex on his power, show what he can do, and this will all come to bite him on the behind later on. Now, as he actually remembers with Frieza about the Hyperbolic Time Chamber on the other planet, it actually gave him an idea for their Hyperbolic Time Chamber that him and Vegeta, alongside Whis, can actually go in there and train if the need is be. And that's actually really good because they can have enough supplies for two people. Plus, he also knows that Whis can heal all of your injuries and also bring back your stamina. So that's a really, really good boost of Zenkai's. Goku keeps that in mind for right now. Maybe that's a really good clutch if they ever need something. But now, Goku would go back, and he would train with Whis on the planet for about a year. Now, he would actually leave the planet, leaving Vegeta to be trained by Whis and Beerus alone. Now, Vegeta has strived to do whatever it takes to defeat Kakarot, so being trained both by an angel and a god of destruction will help a lot. As Goku would go home and spend time with his son and Gohan and Chi-Chi, he would actually be training his son, as he actually knows how powerful Gohan's potential is. He knows his son wants to be a scholar and understands that, but he does want to enjoy peace and still train his son to make sure he is strong enough, because even with simple training, Gohan can get so powerful, it's ridiculous, his potential. It doesn't make any sense. but we love it. But now, in the pits of hell, a machine that holds all the power and evil is being maintained by a young demonic boy who is dancing to music, not paying attention, as then he breaks the machine, hitting it. As he sees it cannot handle the power that has been reaching it lately, it spills out onto the boy, and he begins changing into the strange, fat, large blob creature thing. And his power was never before seen, ever. It was actually destroying the heavens and more, mixing everything, causing chaos. But now, the reason why he's so much more powerful is because now this version of Janemba is beyond more powerful than the original. I mean, powerful enough that he can beat Goku and kind of destroy him right now, alongside Vegeta. And this is the reason why. The reason why is because of the reason why Goku was fighting in Hell. All of that energy, and also too, Goku and Beerus's attacks, I'm just going to say for what it purposes, was radiating that power even through Hell. Alongside Goku using all of his forms and having fun, fighting all these different demonic entities and everything in Hell, has fueled the power of that creature. And it has fueled the machine so much that it overloaded, and it creates Janemba, who is extremely powerful. So, and it's also just because Janemba is one of my favorite characters and I want to make him really strong. But anyway, now, this is when problems happen as people started coming back from the dead, such as Frieza came back and other people came back. They're really confused about what's happening right now. All the people that Goku has defeated is coming back, and people who have passed away is coming back. It's really weird, and Janemba was taking over Hell and mixing them together as the likes of King Yama and everybody else was all trapped in these giant bean-shaped floating things. But now, Goku would sense that something was wrong. Same with Beerus, Whis, and Vegeta as well. Goku would actually leave and teleport to King Kai. And he would actually talk to King Kai, see what's happening. He would land on the bottom pits of hell, and he would actually spot Janemba, who was dancing around. They would actually scuffle a little bit, but whatever Goku's attacks was doing was not really messing with him. And Goku thinks that it's probably just a harmless creature. But then it begins to morph into something very sinister. Goku got into a stance stating, "I don't like the feel of this," as the battle would begin. As the Janemba would jump forward, Goku, who was in Super Saiyan Blue at this point, they would go back and forth much like the original battle. As Janemba used his Dimension ability, surprising Goku, it would overwhelm him. As he would scream and turn into TUI, they would battle as Goku would land hits on him, but Janemba was just too powerful. As he formed even a sword, cutting into Goku, who barely dodged the attacks. As one hit his shoulder, making it bleed, he would fire a Ki Blast and shoot a Ki Blast from his mouth, surprising Janemba. As Janemba would skid back, his forearm smoking a little bit from the attack, Goku used instant transmission to kick him away, but Janemba was just way too powerful. He was getting bored of Goku already, and before he would kill off Goku, who was in base form at this point, injured, a Ki Blast would send Janemba into the ground, and it was Vegeta, who was wearing his blue-style tank top. He would smirk, saying the only person who's going to kill Kakarot is him, and he has been training nearly dying every day, breaking his limits, and to surpass Kakarot. That was his goal all along, but this thing, it'll just get in his way. As then he would showcase a power of the gods, and then he would charge up yelling as he would transform into his Ultra Ego. As Goku smiled, remembering this form, but he knows that there's a downside if Vegeta follows the same way as he did against Granola and Gas. As Vegeta said to stand back, he will kill this creature himself. As he would battle Janemba, who would then beat down on Vegeta slowly, and Vegeta would actually allow him to hit him a lot more, as Goku knows that this is how the form works, that the more damage that he takes, the more powerful he becomes. But now as Janemba punched him in the stomach, Vegeta grabbed his hand and he had a bloody crazy smile on his face. As his strength rose, he would actually headbutt him as he forms a Hakai attack, hitting Janemba, sending him back, as it damaged his armor a little bit. As it healed instantly, he laughed as he formed his sword again, as Vegeta did his usual tch, and he charged in, but soon, Janemba would soon overpower the Saiyan Prince, as Goku would kick him from behind in his TUI state, as he told Vegeta they need to work together, or else he will tear them apart one by one. Now, obviously, Vegeta says he would rather die than work together with Goku, They didn't have much of a choice talking because Janemba was flying and attacking them anyway. But now, they work together, battling this creature as the sky. Beerus would be standing there watching, along with Whis, as Vegeta and Goku would be knocked into spiked area, dodging the ki blast barely, both in base form as they were badly damaged, as during the fight, Janemba is just way too powerful, overwhelming the two Saiyans. But now Beerus would be sitting there watching, saying that he's pretty disappointed in them and how they could lose. The fact that this Janemba creature is no joke though, even the fact that Goku cannot defeat him. And Whis is like, I'm surprised that you've not jumped in yet, considering the fact that he is threatening the balance of the universe. But now obviously, Beerus says that he wants to see what the mortals can do first before he intervenes in the battle, as he doesn't like interfering and meddling with mortal affairs. But he does agree that Whis has a point, as this creature is destroying the balance of the universe, and it is his duty and his job to destroy that threat. So, he'll actually go in there and handle it himself. So, Beerus would stop, as Janemba would stop as well and stare at Beerus. Both would look at each other. As Janemba wonders who that was, Beerus would appear right in front of him, saying that this is a mortal problem, but you are affecting the balance of the universe, meaning I'm going to have to destroy you. As Janemba would laugh and charge in attacking Beerus, who was calm and would dodge his attacks and get a punch, Janemba would actually be hurt a little bit as he was showing more and more of his power. Beerus would actually begin to start having a hard time, as his creature continues to get stronger and stronger as the battle goes on. Now Beerus wonders, is it Absorption's ability, or is he actually holding back against him? Which will only make him more mad, but as the fight continues on, Janemba's only rising and spiking in power, non-stop rising, as Beerus is only getting more irritated. But now, Beerus would actually have a hard time, especially when Janemba has that sword ability, plus the dimensional ability to where he can form different dimensions, making Beerus' Akai attacks a bit more difficult to hit. Now Beerus would trade blows with Janemba as they were nearly equal, because Beerus has now shown his full power, and they would go back and forth. Beerus has a bit more experience than Janemba, so it would help them, but with Janemba's Dimensions ability overpowering Beerus plus his sword, he would actually slash Beerus badly in his chest, as Beerus dropped his guard for a second, and Beerus would fall onto the ground. Whis would have a disappointed face, as Goku would see Janemba beating down on Beerus, oh god, torturing him. I mean, Beerus would be screaming in agony, as Goku has no other choice. He would tell Vegeta about the fusion techniques, which Vegeta would say, as if I would ever fuse with you, Kakarot. As they're hiding and no one else is around them, as they're hiding right now, Vegeta would sigh, as Goku would beg him. As Goku, knowing the fusion technique way better, he would actually take his time and explain it to Vegeta. Now they would practice making sure their power is different so they don't fuse. As they were ready, as they were now at equal power, they would do the fusion dance. And the power would shine so bright, Janemba, who was holding a limp, bloody Beerus by the neck, would drop him, seeing a being appear. As similar to the original, he would pretty much move forward right in front of Janemba, and he would throw attacks without even moving his arms, hitting him away. As now, he would smirk and say, I'm going to destroy you. As his hair turns white and purple, he mixed Ultra Ego with Ultra Instinct together. Now he would easily beat down on Janemba, as Janemba would roar, using all of his power. Gogeta would raise his hand in the air, and he would charge a Stardust Breaker attack, and he would throw it at Janemba, as Janemba would punch his face, as Gogeta doesn't even flinch. Janemba would start to explode, glowing in white particles, and he would revert to the kid again, who would of course run away after seeing the fusion dance. And then Janemba would be gone, and Gogeta would then be smiling and laughing a little bit. But now, what about the creatures who all died in Hell? Well, if y'all remember that in the original movie, once when Gogeta defeated Janemba, then after that, all the creatures who have died beforehand from the other world in Hell go back to their respective times, and they all go back, and they're not living in the mortal realm right now. As also King Emma would be free and King Kai would be safe as well. All would be better, but now they would also go to Beerus, and after they defuse and everything, Whis was clapping his hands, as Whis was really happy seeing how powerful they were and how they actually can work together. Vegeta, of course, had his arms crossed, saying that he would never ever do fusions again. And Goku gave him a thumbs up. Now everybody would return to Earth, as Beerus asked Whis he will need to be trained pronto. And this is so no Saiyans on his planet for a while at least. As they all go feast with Goku and Vegeta fighting over food, they would fly off to a location. As Goku picked what he remembered as the Rocky Wasteland, the two would smirk, and Goku has been wondering, actually, what form is stronger, his Ultra Ego or his Ultra Instinct? As Vegeta would smirk, saying, then come find out, don't cry when he's beaten, and the true strongest Saiyan of the universe, as Goku would charge in, alongside Vegeta, they would charge in for an amazing battle. Now, during this battle, Goku and Vegeta, who would actually win? As on another planet during this time, Janemba roamed free, as Frieza, who was with his brother, stated to him to avenge his death, since Frieza might return soon, to train like never before. Now, by the way, this is when Janemba was roaming free, destroying everything. Frieza was actually brought back from the dead, pretty much, and the dead could go see the living, so that's why. So Frieza told him that even just small mental training in Hell was able to increase his power this much. Now, Frieza was in the high Cell Saga level at his full power. Now, we don't know if Cooler is naturally better talent, but he was able to unlock his 5th form before Frieza could even do that. So he will agree, and he would want to fight the Saiyans, who would dishonor his family. He would send soldiers in to inspect Earth and keep an eye on the Saiyans, as he would then begin to do his own training. As the next 3 years, he would be doing his own training, and also for Gohan, Goku would not get the heart virus, and even if he did, Whis, who can heal anyone and even bring people back to life, would be fine. Now, Cooler would be training during these 3 years like never before. As for Gohan, who was a teenager at this point, I would say near the Cell Saga, would be studying still, and still training, because he's not giving up on both. Goku, who is there currently all the time and everything, is telling him to keep training, doing better. So Gohan's not weak at all. Gohan's actually stronger than he was in the original. Now, as for Piccolo, we're not going to forget about Piccolo. He has been very busy gaining his new powers and his new forms. But we're going to hold on to that for right now. Now, as for Goku, he also remembers Majin Buu. And he knows about what would happen in the next couple of years when Majin Buu comes out anyway, so he's going to end that problem early. He would fly to Babidi's ship that is still there, and he would easily beat down everybody in his way. Pui Pui, Yatcon, Dabor, they don't have no chance against Goku. But now with Babidi, he would actually kill Babidi, and he would actually find Buu's egg. Now he knows that Buu needs a good amount of energy to be able to be brought out of his slumber. So, Goku would then give the energy needed to free Buu, and the two would actually have a little short battle, as Goku was obviously having a little bit of fun fighting Buu, but now Goku would push Buu and make him so angry that he would snap and turn into Evil Buu. They would split. Now, before Evil Buu could absorb Fat Buu or they could even fight, Goku would fire a full power attack, absolutely destroying Evil Buu, as he does not want the events of Majin Buu going bad or anybody else like that ever happening again, threatening Earth. He just wants the good Buu. But now, Goku would destroy Evil Buu, saving Good Buu. Now yes, Majin Buu still becomes friends with Mr. Satan as well, and Goku wants Buu to keep training so they can actually have a really fun battle. As Buu thanked Goku, peace was restored for now. Now, since Goku has helped Majin Buu, the events of the Cell Saga doesn't happen, since remember, Dr. Gero is gone, so there's no androids nor Cell, meaning no future Trunks as well, and there is no horrible future. Now, at the same time, there will sadly be no Android 18 for Krillin, and Krillin's going to have to be single, but we'll just say for what it purposes, that Krillin does actually find a girlfriend. Of course, it's not 18. But now, pretty much the same thing was similar within the 7 years would happen the exact same. And now, yes, Goku per se would get the heart virus the exact same. I do believe that, but Goku knows of the heart virus, and he knows when he's pretty much going to get it. So when it happens, he's going to be around Whis, and he's already told Whis about it. So Whis will actually heal Goku, and Goku will be perfectly fine. So there's no need to worry about that. Now, during these 7 years, Goten would still be born, but now remember, this Goku is alive, so he would spend most of his time with Chi-Chi and his family. As in Deep Space, Cooler walks out of the time chamber that he found on planet, similar to Frieza's finding. Remember, in the manga, Frieza actually found a time chamber really odd, but he found a time chamber in one of the planets that he took over, and he trained in there for over 10 years, which is like insane. Pretty much is 10 days outside, if the same chamber works the same way as the normal one does on Kami's Lookout, but we don't really know. But we just know that he trained for 10 plus years, which is absolutely insane. Frieza is one of the most busted characters in Dragon Ball. He probably is the most busted character in Dragon Ball, if we're being honest. So, Cooler, I would say, has the more potential than his brother, potentially. I think, I'm just going to say for what it purposes, that Cooler actually does have more potential. He's the older brother, and even before Frieza and him trained, which they never trained before anyway, in the original Dragon Ball, they never trained in the day in their lives. Cooler was a little bit weaker than his brother at full power, but he had a fifth form, which he did gain. He said his like battle form for their species. So I do believe that Cooler maybe has superior potential to Frieza, but I think it goes hand in hand. So you just say as you wish. Does Cooler have higher potential than Frieza, or does Frieza have a higher potential than Cooler? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Now, as for Cooler, he walked out of the chamber as he was in there for years, as he felt stronger than ever. And he's ready to destroy Son Goku and any other Saiyan in his way. And any other Saiyan alive for that matter. Even if they're half Saiyans, he does not care. He wants to completely kill off all Saiyans so they are not alive, and he can then regain his control over the entire universe. But he does know from soldiers who are keeping up to date with him that he is hanging around the God of Destruction, Beerus. But now Cooler, I think, is not really cocky and stupid like Frieza. He's a bit more cool and collected. And he knows how powerful Beerus is. And he knows that he doesn't know if he can take Beerus on. And it would be foolish to take Beerus on right now. He needs to handle the Saiyans first. Then he might continue training. And then he might go after Beerus. But maybe he won't. Because he doesn't really have any beef with Beerus. Unless Beerus gets in his way. But now he thinks that it's going to be foolish to go there all by himself, as he thinks that he needs to find the other Saiyan. Any other Saiyan that could be a pawn, or another fighter that he could find, as he would ask his soldiers, and the soldiers would find out about Planet Vampa, and they would actually find Broly there, alongside Paragus, who told him that he wants revenge on Vegeta, as Cooler thinks the Saiyan is strong enough, with some little training, he can be a really good weapon to use. Not to mention, he is pretty, barbaric and was not that intelligent. He'll easily follow commands. Not to mention, Paragus, he listens to his father, and Paragus wants revenge against Vegeta. And Vegeta is the Saiyan that he wants to kill. So he thinks, why don't I kill two birds with one stone? I'll kill Prince Vegeta, Broly can have Prince Vegeta, and I can handle Goku, so I'll have to fight both of them, because he knows how powerful they are. So, and he thinks that Broly is more powerful enough to be able to take on Vegeta. It'll be really good, I wish you to have. But now, he would do little training with Broly to see how far can he push Broly before Broly would snap, crackle, and pop. And he was amazed by the Saiyan's potential. Now, he was able to teach Broly how to control his power a little bit better. As he was ready, the ship lands in the large city. As Goku senses it, the Z fighters would go, as it was Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo who stand there. As Cooler walks out, they thought it was Frieza, but Goku thinks he looks different. As Cooler states who he is, and that Frieza was his brother, and now he is here to end the Saiyans, to have the family's honor, as he brought a present for Goku, as it was shocked to see Broly there, as Cooler told the Brute Saiyan to handle Vegeta and the other Z fighters. As Cooler wants Goku for himself, Goku says to the others to handle Broly together, and he will fight Cooler on his own. As they land at a river with a waterfall, pretty much like the original, Goku was in base form, as Cooler was in his similar final form. They would clash, trading blows back and forth. Very similar to like the original, where they had a little like intermission fight for like round one. They're trying to trade it back and forth. And Cooler was impressed by the Saiyan. Cooler thinks that, wow, this Saiyan, I can see why he defeated my brother. But as a child as well is weird. But now Cooler states that he wants to see Goku's real power, as he knows that Goku is holding back a lot. Goku states that he can sense Cooler is holding back as well, so why don't Saiyans go first? Now Goku would showcase Super Saiyan Blue, as Goku doesn't know how powerful Cooler is, but he can sense a mountain of power hidden within him, like it's the tip of the iceberg. Cooler would showcase his full power in his final form, which would shock Goku at how powerful he is. And then Cooler would go into his 5th form. And Goku would be shocked that there's actually a 5th form, and this form was really powerful. As Cooler would charge in, the two would begin fighting. Cooler was actually on equal terms with Goku near Super Saiyan Blue, but Cooler, I believe, would actually be a little bit above Blue Goku, but they're pretty much about even. As Goku would be struggling to keep up with Cooler, as the tail was another issue, Goku reminds himself that Frieza's tail is a really dangerous weapon, and Cooler can know how to use it. So they would begin trading blows back and forth. Now, as for the Broly side, Vegeta was handling Broly, slapping him around in the beginning, but then Gohan and Piccolo noticed that, hey Vegeta, you need to end him now, because his potential is rising non-stop and his power continues to rise. He's learning as he's fighting. And then Broly would go into his Akari state, which Vegeta would then be in Super Saiyan Blue. And Vegeta would then start battling him, as, remember, for Gohan and Piccolo, they would actually join in and try to help Vegeta, who doesn't really want that help, since you know how Vegeta is. He's a prideful Saiyan and wants to fight his battles alone, but they say that Broly is growing at a way too fast rate. This is not safe. Now, in this What If, I even think with a little bit of training, and not to mention too, with 3 really OP people attacking him, Broly would actually shatter his limits and he would actually turn into a Super Saiyan. Now, during their fight, Goku would actually sense Broly's power, and he was shocked about it. And Goku thinks that he knows that the guys can hold their own, as he dodged a punch by Cooler, who said to focus on him and not on the Saiyan Brute. As back onto Vegeta, Gohan, and Piccolo, they would begin fighting this crazed Broly, who's starting to tear Vegeta apart pretty much, but then Vegeta says that we don't have a choice now, this Broly is going crazy. As this Broly would go into his full power state, and his power was insane. Vegeta would then tap into his Ultra Ego. As Gohan and Piccolo nod to each other, they say it's now time that we show off our training together, Piccolo, and Piccolo nods. As remember, people have been waiting for this. Piccolo has been training for years on end, learning his people and learning new power. Power that he never thought was possible. As Piccolo turned into Orange Piccolo, which is really kind of like a bland name, but you get what I mean. The big buff Orange Piccolo. And Gohan would actually showcase Beast Gohan, or his Beast form. Why? Because I love the form so much. Gohan would showcase off this form, which Goku would sense all the 3 guys' power, and he was proud about how powerful they had become. Now, with all 3 of them attacking Broly, I don't think that Broly doesn't have much of a chance against all 3 of them at the same time. I do feel like it would be a really tough battle still, and Broly would definitely do a number on them because he continues to grow in power, but I do believe that Broly would still lose. And he would not be killed, as Gohan says not to kill him, as he doesn't sense that Broly's a bad guy. Broly will be knocked out in his base form, as the 3 fighters who were exhausted would fly off to go see Goku, who was struggling against Cooler. But now Cooler, with a little bit of battle damage alongside Goku, would state, this is not getting us anywhere, how about we throw all the cards on the table for a real match? And Goku would turn into his Master Ultra Instinct, and he would begin the beatdown on Cooler, as Cooler remembers his brother talking about this form, and how dangerous it is. As Cooler could not land a hit on Goku, Cooler was running out of options what to do, but then Cooler would then start laughing. As Goku was confused, he would ask him, why are you laughing? As Cooler stated, because you're a fool, and if you really think that this is my real power, don't make me laugh. As then, the sky would begin to turn dark, as red lightning would start shooting around in the air. Goku was confused, as Cooler's power begins to rise uncontrollably and skyrocketing to levels he's never seen before. Cooler, in his 5th form, would grow a little bit more in size, and a bit more muscle mass, and his skin would turn into a black color, and his eyes would start glowing red, and almost like fire was coming out of his eyes. Cooler would turn into Black 5th form Cooler, which is a mouthful. This is the same form that Frieza just unlocked in the new manga called Black Frieza. This form is extremely powerful, extremely powerful. Goku was shocked to see this form, as Cooler was giant. Cooler, well, I would even say, is probably 12 feet tall plus, easily. But now, Cooler would appear and one-shot Goku to the ground before he could even react. even in Ultra Instinct. Goku would fall to the ground, as Goku was in shock by how powerful he was. This Cooler guy is way more powerful than even Frieza was. This is not good at all. As Vegeta would then charge in alongside Goku, Piccolo, and Gohan, as Goku would turn into his true Ultra Instinct, or his TUI, all four of them would get beat up pretty much as bad as Broly did in Dragon Ball Z when he beat down the entire Z Fighter gang. Cooler was too powerful for them, they were running out of options. It even had Beerus standing up as Beerus was sensing this fight from the distance, as Beerus thinks that he might need to get involved if this Cooler creature continues to power up like that, because it's actually affecting the entire universe, rippling. But now Beerus holds back as he thinks that the Saiyans have something up their sleeve. But now Gohan has an idea. Gohan states, well, Dad, you need to do that fusion thing again. Now obviously, Vegeta's not gonna even agree to do fusion ever again. And Goku thinks that he doesn't even think that this fusion will be enough to defeat Cooler. As they need to think about something, and they need to think about it fast. As Goku has an idea. It's a pretty dumb idea, but at least it's something. All the Z Fighters and more can give Goku energy. As who is the most powerful person here? It is Goku. So they need to give Goku all of their energy, very similar to what they did against Broly, and this might be able to give Goku the edge. Maybe. As Goku can sense something off was with Cooler, but Goku keeps it in his mind for right now, as he doesn't want to say anything yet. As Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, and Ultra Ego Vegeta give all their power to Goku, he would then have a purplish aura, as his hair would be a bit more longer and more Super Saiyan-ish in color, and he would actually have orange eyes. Goku had all three different levels of power in his body and their energies, and he would then begin to battle Black Cooler. And now, Goku was still at a loss, as Cooler was way too powerful for Goku. And we all know this. Cooler was way too strong for Goku, even with the buff that Goku has, and not even Fusion can defeat Cooler right now. Not even Gogeta can defeat Cooler right now. I'm gonna say this, and I believe that Cooler is near the level of Beerus, or he is above Beerus, because he is way more powerful than even Black Frieza. But we have not seen Beerus' full power yet, so we don't truly know, and I'm not going to gauge it just yet. But Goku remembers something very similar to what his brother Frieza did, and his mistake. As Goku would get the beatdown of his life. And I mean just as bad as when Broly beat down on Goku in the Dragon Ball Z movie, the legendary Super Saiyan. As Goku was screaming in pain, Gohan, Piccolo, and Vegeta could not do nothing but just watch in horror as Goku was getting pummeled pretty much to death. As Beerus was getting ready to go, Whis says, "Hold on, my lord, do you sense that too?" And Beerus would stop and say, "I understand what Goku's doing, but it's a pretty bold move." As member, Goku would start attacking Cooler back again. And this time, it would actually be a bit more even. Reason why. Cooler is confused on how Goku is getting more powerful, and Goku states, it's actually kind of the opposite. I'm not getting any stronger, you're getting weaker. As Cooler was confused on what this means, Goku states, so you tell me that as soon as you got this form, you instantly came to Earth to fight me. And Cooler says, and what if I did? Goku states, well, you never trained in this form for that long, so you do not know how the draining of this form works. So pretty much, you're running out of gas. And this form, you're actually getting weaker every single second. This is no different than your brother's mistake. As Cooler obviously thinks that this is ridiculous, Cooler can never lose. Cooler will begin to start fighting Goku again, and it would be a very heated battle. This would remind us of when Super Saiyan Goku fought Full Power Frieza during the Red Destroyed Namek saga, when they were just clashing back and forth. They were pretty much dead even at this point, but Cooler started losing power. Goku would slowly start getting the edge over in the fight, and it would then get to the point to where Cooler wasn't much of a challenge anymore, even in his black form. As Goku states, Cooler, this is the end for you. Your form cannot sustain anymore. Cooler would try everything he can, as Goku would then put the beat down on Cooler, beating him out of his black form, and Cooler would then be in his final form, and Cooler doesn't have much of a choice. He's going to try to blow up the planet. But Goku knows how Frieza works, and if Cooler's a similar way, he already knows. And Goku would then tell the rest of the Z Gang, as who, I think over this time of the entire fight, they would have enough energy for one final attack. They would all go into their final forms, and they would all shoot their final attack. Gohan with the Masenko, Piccolo with the special beam, Vegeta with the final flash, and Goku with the Kamehameha, all forming together, completely obliterating Cooler, as Cooler was defeated. As Beerus was laying in the chair, Beerus was like, I guess they did alright after all. As Whis was smiling, seeing how well they actually did when they all worked together to defeat Cooler. Now, as for Broly, they would actually not kill Broly, and his father is actually still alive. Now, I do feel like Paragus would try to tell Broly to keep on attacking Vegeta, but Goku would convince Broly that, listen, we're not bad guys at all. We're actually really good guys. And he would actually try to convince Paragus, and I do feel like maybe Paragus would maybe calm down a little bit, as he doesn't have much of a choice. His son lost fair and square, and he can't really do nothing about it, so he'll just accept defeat, and he'll swallow the past, as Vegeta is not his father. And Vegeta would even bow a little bit to Paragus and even apologize for what his family has done, and he knows that it's unforgivable, but I am not my father, I'm a new man with my own family, so I know how much it means to love your child. This would shock Paragus, as King Vegeta was never like this, so Paragus would let it go. And Goku would shake Broly's hand and say that, hey Broly, we need to train some more, because you're really freaking strong. So how about we go rest up, eat some good food, and how about we get to training, just you and me? As Broly would smile as he has a bunch of new friends now. Finally, there was peace on Earth. For now. And that is it for this What If, you guys. Thank you all for watching. Let's get to 10,000 subscribers, and I will talk to you all later.